Hello and thanks for remaining with us on the Signature Show. I am Vin Martin Obiora Ilo, and joining me via Zoom from Lagos is Epa Ogie Eboigbe, who just celebrated 70, came out with a new book, and celebrated the anniversary of his blog. Epa Ogie Eboigbe, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good to be here.
Let me ask you a question so many people have asked you in the last couple of days and weeks. How does it feel to be 70?
Well, like many of our friends say, age is just a number, it's a figure. We always thank God that you get to those top figures. It's up to God to decide how far you go. But you can also help yourself by trying to do the right things to make sure that your body is strong and your mind too will be strong. So we thank God for everything. Sometimes I feel like I'm 30 and 40 and try to do the things that 30 and 40 do. But once in a while you get home and start rubbing something hot on your back to soften the whole thing. So that's how it feels.
There was so much you were celebrating on your birthday, especially the anniversary of your blog and, of course, the publication of a compilation of some of your thoughts on your blog. Tell me what prompted you to move it away from the blog and put it in a book.
Okay. Well, the blog has been on for about 5 years. And while a lot of people go there, I also feel that there are quite a lot of people who are still traditional in their use of the media. Even though they have the phone in their hand, they can take it anywhere they want. Some people still read books. I like to read books too. And I decided that instead of inviting everybody to go on the blog all the time, let's also put the book in their hand. So wherever they are, at their bedside, in the living room, in the office, they can take a peek once in a while and read something interesting. And this time too, we have to select some what we consider to be very interesting articles on the blog. There are thousands of articles there now. In fact, it also ran into thousands of pages. So we have to try and select something like about 500 pages. It took a while to put it in place. But we think that if you read the book, you enjoy those articles because they come with a lot of wisdom, a lot of analysis of past, present, and future events. That was the main reason. Put the book in your hand anytime, any day.
Look at that book. It's a commentary on Nigeria. All
and elsewhere.
And elsewhere. Yes, different sectors. I mean, different segments. Yes. What is your message? I mean, you spend time sharing your thoughts with Nigerians and non-Nigerians. What is the objective? What drives you?
The first thing is history. We tend to forget history and the fact that we can actually also develop solutions from history, from what has happened in the past. We try to analyze our articles using our experience and wisdom that we have learned from occurrences, happenstances in the past. There's hardly anything that hasn't happened in the past. Everybody talk about technology and all that. A lot of things that propelled us to start using technology came from the past. So when we analyze different issues and different events, we try to think back, see what has happened, when it happened, how it will have been a pointer to what is going to happen now, and then suggest solutions, recommendations as to how we can make life better for all of us as Nigerians, as human beings, and also for the other people who are not as fortunate as us, to make life better for them so that everybody will be happy. That's basically the reason. The different sections, so some sections are very serious. Some, I'm a human interest person. Whatever happens, like some of our friends who provided some snapshots, they said, Ogie tends to take some issues, even if they are serious, it dives into it, tries to make it easier for people to read, people to understand. So it comes out of your experience, the wisdom you have learned from all the things that one has done in the past.
70, and in the last couple of years, you've watched our great country, wobble, leap, run, crawl, and all that. When you look back, are you satisfied that this was the Nigeria you were dreaming of, maybe when you were just 35, 40?
I don't think you mean that question, because even you will agree that this is not the Nigeria all of us, young, old, rich, poor, educated, non-educated, this is not the Nigeria that we all of, even just a few years back. It is not. I was fortunate to attend, primary school, secondary school, different tertiary institutions in different places. I always pride myself that I'm the only person I know that I worked in 6 levels of government: city council, local government, state government, then 2 international governments in the US and Canada. And the experience we had those days was showing us that, oh, this is a great country. We can make it better. Some of us decided not to go outside Nigeria because we felt all the promises were here. A lot of our friends went abroad, studied, stayed there. Some came back and went back again. And especially now, what is going on? Everybody is trying to even go out. Even those who are my age are going out. At least they have their kids there and all that, and they stay back there. We thought that this would not be the case at that time. All hope should not be lost. There should still be some people who have the wisdom, the understanding to make the right decisions, to make this country better for all of us. With all the resources we have, we thought we would be in El Dorado by now. That's the truth.
That's unfortunate. But let me talk about the other, or the you that you are: broadcaster, PR guru, and all that. Banker. Yes, of course, banker. Let's look back at this profession that set you out even as a young man, broadcasting. Are you excited about how it's going now?
Of course not. I'm sure you're a member of the Broadcasters Guild of Nigeria. We will discuss a lot of things there. Many years ago, I was invited to the US, mid-80s, to coast to coast, New York to Seattle, to visit different broadcast stations. Broadcast stations, they could have in one cabin, one porter cabin. That was then. That's what we're trying to do now. But they are the people running the stations now do not have the basic experience or training. It's like a business, just business. Let's make money from it. That was not how we were trained. Those days, I'm sorry to use those words, those days. My son doesn't like it. Those were your days. But before you do anything, you must be trained for it. In a broadcast station, we have different professionals there: journalists, presenters, engineers, and so forth. Now, computer has taken over a lot of them, but to train everybody to be running broadcast stations so that people will enjoy. Not just one person go on air and say, I'm an on-air personality and I can do everything from writing the news, reading the news, running the studio and all. There still needs to be some professionalism in running those stations. Look, artificial intelligence will take over these things before long if we are not careful. If we are not careful, there will be no job for broadcasters to do. Let us do the right thing now. Regulation is a very big thing. I'm not sure how much regulation has done for us in broadcasting. I see a lot of fining this station and punishing this station for doing this and that. But there are still a few stations who came in through our system. A lot of our colleagues running stations, TV or radio stations now, you can actually tell the difference between those stations and the ones that are just for business only. Because no one goes on air those days without one reading and proofreading what is going to go on air to transmit to millions of Nigerians. These days, I don't think they do that. They just go on there and start talking. It is not the way to go. We need to train our people. We need to write the news. We need to edit it before it goes on there. I'm sure in your time too, to go past those news editors with a story from a reporter, they have to edit it. We used to fear some sub-editors those days and some news editors. This man is going to murder this thing. So let me be very careful from the beginning so they don't use red to mark my scripts. I don't think that happens now. So language is a big problem. The use of some words that we called it not to be broadcast those days. Some of those words are being, yes, they are used now. It's a shame, but I think all should not be lost. With people like you, running with your kind of programs and stations, I'm sure that we can do more to make broadcasting a more interesting and engaging profession.
I must congratulate you, Ogie, for all these landmarks. But before we round it off and wish you many more years, how do you see the future? You saw one about 40 years ago, and now you're saying it wasn't what you were looking forward to. What future do you see? Because one beautiful thing I like is that from day one, you always wanted elder before your name, and now you're really one. So, so what kind of future are you looking, are you envisaging for our country? And what do you think we should do, to get to that, even if it's not El Dorado, near El Dorado?
Well, they say a nation gets the rulers and government it deserves. There's a lack of education, a lot of ignorance amongst the Nigerian people as to who to elect to run us at various levels. Everything is monetized these days. It shouldn't be the case. And it's ignorance that is responsible. There are actually also some people who seem to be making sure that people are ignorant and people are not educated enough to choose good leaders. We need to go back to the basics. We, in broadcasting like you, we need to educate people on how to make their votes count, how to even vote, especially, to ensure that it is the people who have their in mind, at heart, that are voted into the various offices at all levels to run the government at those same levels. I'm not even, I'm talking about even, you talk about associations and different groups that are the lower levels, even without media people, to elect those who are going to run our affairs is also a problem with us. So we need to go back to basics and educate ourselves so we can educate the general public on how to make our country a better place. And how do we do that? By electing good people, good leaders who will lead us in the path of peace and progress. There is hope. I don't want to give up hope. There must be hope. I mean, whoever doesn't have hope, it means the person is gone completely. Our country is still ahead of a few countries, even though we are at the bottom of the ladder in many indices, but there must still be hope for many of us. And let's take it from our profession, broadcasting. Let's start teaching people, let's start educating people and letting them know what to do when the right time comes.
Epa, I must say that I recommend your book, Epa.com, to Nigerians when they want to laugh, when they want to think seriously. That's a book, to go to bed with. And on that note, I must thank you for sparing us time. I know how busy you are, and then being able to talk with us about what has happened in the last 70 years.
Thank you very much. Just that you didn't actually ask me the origin of that name, Epa.com. You didn't ask me.
Okay, let it be our party shot. Let it be
my
our party
blog,
shot.
the name of my blog is epa.com.ng. So epa.com. Now, from one end, some of my people are part of the country, when they want to say epa.com, they can say epa.com. Okay. And even the name Epa, even those who are not from my part of the country, not necessarily because of age, I think because of the experience and the way I provide advice on different issues and all that. That's why everybody started saying Epa, Epa, Epa. So it became something that was assumed. And that's basically it.
And we thank God that it has come to fruition. At least nobody can deny the fact that you are now an elder.
Yeah, with my gray hair and everything. Yeah?
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Ben.
Yeah, I've been speaking with a broadcaster, PR guru, banker, and so many more. Epa Ogie Eboigbe. For those of you, Epa means elder. Elder Ogie Eboigbe. Elder, thanks again for joining us, and do have a wonderful, wonderful day.
You too. Take care.